specifically for seniors this year. I think that you guys have had a really unique and difficult task in re-entering school after the pandemic in your senior year.
So coming into school, like, I remember school being like really empty.
There was like 50% attendance.
Yeah,
like,
and we all thought we were gonna go back online. Remember
Yeah.
that?
When that was taken away from me, I really spiraled down really hard.
Because you can always fail if you slip up, if you do the wrong things. You know, it only takes one night to fuck up your future.
I just want to show how unique this time period is for any age, but especially mine, class of 2022. And I think it's interesting because
when I was looking back at these photos I took for yearbook, I realized like how much of our school year is like based on the social community that we have, like interacting with people and just making the most out of these events that ASB plans for us, sports games, anything like that.
What does being 18 mean to you?
it's kind of complicated to answer because on one hand I'm still I'm still a high schooler, quote unquote, and
I think each one that occurs, we say thoughts and prayers, and it just desensitizes us that much less to the point where now today, sadly, I think it's expected. It's not, is there going to be another shooting at a school? It's when. And what's everybody going to say? They're going to say thoughts and prayers. It's a shame. We should do something about this, and then nothing will be done, and we'll go on living our lives.
okay. Yeah, it keeps popping up. So my name is Diego Hernandez. I currently attend Troy High School. I am planning on majoring in film in college soon, hopefully. Anyone who knows me knows that I'm the guy who walks around with the camera at school. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay, so you spent about a year and a half, your junior year and part of your sophomore year in online schooling. How did you feel about returning to in-class learning?
Well, at first I was nervous because
I guess over quarantine, I really was I went antisocial and I just stopped my connection with all my friends. So coming back, I was scared that I wasn't gonna have those same friends, and that I don't know. I was just really scared that I wasn't gonna have the same friend group anymore. But gladly, when I came back, everything went back to normal, and yeah.
Look at your shoes. Look down so nobody steps on it.
What up, y'all?
You have a random freshman out. You have someone random out.
That's what
Let him know. Oh, David, try to play it? Come on, bro.
No. Let's play this right now, Raph. Come on. You ready?
Yeah, you're gonna have it. It might not even be in the shot.
Okay.
Come from another way.
Oh, okay.
I'm just not laughing at you. Just
Go, start playing. Or don't start playing. Hey, keep the score 7-0. I need close-ups of
You can't see the score, right?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you can walk through now. You recording?
Yeah, look.
Wait, where are you recording?
Thank you.
And coming back for senior year, I didn't know what to expect really, and I hadn't seen a lot of people in a long time, and I didn't know if everyone was gonna be the same or if things were gonna change, our dynamics were gonna change. Yeah, especially with the mask mandate too. I didn't know what to expect really. If we had an online senior year, I don't think I probably wouldn't have tried. I probably just wanted to throw in the towel if we had an online senior year.
Was there anything that you were worried about?
Yeah, I was just worried about falling behind academically because junior year was kind of like a breeze, and applying for colleges and all that. It seemed like from junior year being online to a year later almost being, or I'm gonna be in college. It seems like a little gap where a lot has to happen. Yeah.
Well, I think for seniors this year, the main thing was obviously coming back from COVID. I think the first few months were just a huge change, and I think that was the biggest challenge we had to do. I think coming back from we had shorter days first off junior year, plus I think being online, it takes a toll on your mental health and not being able to see your friends as much as you want to, and then coming back from a year of pretty much isolation and being bombarded by all of these assignments, seeing everyone in person. I think it was both good and bad, but I think for a lot of us it was very overwhelming trying to manage everything because we weren't used to that schedule. I think, I know for a lot of people their mental health just got a lot worse because of the stress that they experienced. And, I feel like a lot of us kind of half-assed it through junior year, and then
I know that the kids were not learning. The kids were just doing it. The kids were going through the motions. And we as teachers were trying hard to teach them, but I know what it was like going to church on Zoom. I wasn't paying attention nearly as much as I would if I was there in the hall, and I don't assume that the students were doing any better than that. So,
was there anything that you missed about online learning?
Probably getting to sleep in, barely even opening up Zoom, and then just going through the motions. Even though it wasn't as fun as in person, there was definitely a quality to it where it was it was just simple.
Do you think the pandemic had an effect on your mental health?
I'd say a little bit. I definitely.
And what about negatively?
For me personally, it was really difficult for me personally. Again, I can't speak for everybody. I don't think everybody would have been affected as strongly as I was, but my time, a lot of my time is spent teaching. A lot of who I am comes from being camp in front of my students. My kids call me camp. Everybody calls me camp. And so when that was taken away from me, and I really had that feeling like it was taken away from me. When that was taken away from me, I really spiraled down really hard. I'm someone who has always kind of needed the external gratification. I've gone through different times of my life where I was not a happy person, and I used to find my happiness in other things, other substances, for lack of a better word. And as I grew up and learned not to use those things as crutches, those things are gone. And really what I had to lean on was my family and my job as my joys. And when that job part of it was taken away from me, and my family, while I got to see their daily routine, everything became very routine. So it was really hard. It was really hard for me. I got to a point where I just had to step away. I took a 6-week leave of absence from teaching to get my shit together, to be honest with you. So, but I actually came back a way better person. So, we can spin anything positive, right? I came back a way better person, but it was really hard for me personally.
So what's happening? What happened?
This is for a documentary that I'm shooting. We're at Senior Sunrise about September 5th? 4th?
Yo, what is it, bro? No, hold. We're filming.
You brought your stuff?
What is it like being a senior?
I don't know. It doesn't
Give
feel
me
like I'm a senior.
give me a deep answer.
A deep answer. Honestly, it feels like I don't know. It feels like I was swimming in the ocean through treacherous waves.
Okay.
Because you're gonna be looking back on these years in like a few years and just realizing like those were the times when you really had no worries, I would say.
Hey, that's just heat. Hold on. Hey, that's just heat, bro. Hey, that's just heat, bro.
Is there anyone in particular that stands out, or any moment that stands out?
I would say homecoming, because that was the first time I brought my camera to like a real like school dance or like a real like event where everyone's gonna be there, and I think it gave me like the drive to keep doing it.
So I would say the best part was winning homecoming queen. It was kind of something unintentional. Like I was just joking around about it until my friends actually like nominated me, and that's when I kind of took things serious. And I thought it was really fun. It was a great experience, and it really like helped get myself out there.
Go to the moon. Don't leave so soon. Don't leave so soon. How can I keep going? I wanna go to the moon. Don't leave so soon. Don't leave so soon. How can I keep going? I wanna go to the moon. Don't leave so soon. Don't leave so soon. How can I keep going? Here we go, strapping we up. Never forget all the memories. Sitting, I sit by my cup, thinking I should be a better me. Truly, I'm blessed from the start. So much to say in these melodies. Stare at the sky, the moon singing sweet. Oh my God, such a sweet moment. Angels, they say I'm not ever weak. Such a lonely boy. Heaven knows I might never sleep. Trouble in my soul. Hey, I've been praying. Life can be draining. Hey, who relate? Try and keep falling on. I'm ashamed. Hated what I would see, and nobody knows. So I go. How can I get through? How can I get through to the moon? Early afternoon. Take it to the moon. Don't leave so
nigga stuck, don't come outside, not even for L. Got a Glocky on my hip and I blow that bitch just like a rev. Yeah, yeah.
What else have you enjoyed to be able to do in person again?
Well, aside from school events that are starting to pick back up, I did enjoy going to. I went to a Playboy Cardi concert in November with my friends. And even in a conscious COVID setting, I think it was worth the risk, quote unquote. We didn't get sick from it, luckily, but it definitely was something that like not a lot of people would be comfortable with today. But I think we all agreed that it was well worth it.
We begin with a deadly concert disaster in Texas and the investigation into the crowd surge that left 8 dead and hundreds of
began to
Robert Travis Scott was on stage at the time when the crowd suddenly surged
this morning
and
that
called for
festival
help.
is canceled after that deadly and horrific night you all have just described.
And given the Astroworld thing that happened the day before, I think a lot more people were aware of the sense of like a community, as opposed to maybe the concert being 2018, 19 when times are a little bit more different. But I think people were like helping each other out more and looking out for one another more than I thought. And security was definitely different too because of the Astroworld thing, as they should be. All right, so we know about what happened at Astroworld. Considering what happened, like what was your parents' reaction, and like how was that conversation? Because we went to the Cardi concert the day after, and how was that experience?
So my mom didn't know about it at first, so that was like fine. She just let me leave. She just told me like be careful, don't do anything stupid.
I had the feeling inside me that we weren't even gonna get to go to the floor. Like I literally already accepted. Like I even told Paris like we were in line. Let's just go to our seats, bro. Let's just go to our seats. Like it's probably not gonna work. We tried everything. Like we spent pretty much the whole day trying to figure out a way to get in. I mean, those are at the end of the day, those are like what $300-$400 tickets to the floor. And
yeah, we paid $90.
And with Astroworld, we thought security was gonna be even higher because what happened. So
yeah,
we thought we wouldn't even get to go to the floor.
We thought security was gonna be really tight.
I mean, I didn't even know. I didn't even have a general impression of what security would be like because I've never been in a concert before. But I was genuinely scared for the needle part because I'm not trying to get drugged, bro. I'm trying to turn up. I'm not trying to get drugged or anything.
Yeah,
I didn't really care.
At the time, the story was that people were getting drugged with needles and
that was trippy because if they can bring all that shit to Astroworld, who knows what they could bring to the Forum,
Yeah.
And my parents were scared too. But I wasn't. I was more scared for the needle part. I know my limits. Hey, that's the number one rule too when you're moshing. Know your limits, bro. Yeah, don't think you can turn up and then you stay there an extra 5 minutes. The next 5 minutes you're on the ground, bro. Don't do that.
All right, so now we're at the concert and this guy what is why the people who don't go to concerts or people who don't really listen to that our music, why would we go to a concert like that? What was enjoyable about it?
I don't know, bro. It was just hype. We walked in. And we were like, holy shit, we got in. And then the opener, Kenny Carson, came on, and that was crazy. There was people rushing the floor, jumping barricades. There was a lot of moves going on. So it was crazy. after Ken Carson's set, this guy comes up and he's like,
We need everybody to please chill out. If you don't have a seat on the floor, don't come on the floor. Okay? We saw what happened yesterday in other cities. We cannot have the same problem today. We need everybody to chill out or the show will not happen. Once again, we need everybody to chill out and stay in their sections or the show will not happen. We're here for you. This show is based on you and how you act. They are not playing, they're being serious.
And like,
What was your reaction to that? You think it was gonna get shut down?
nah, I didn't think it was gonna get shut down.
I did. I read it came out. I thought like they were gonna mess it up for us.
Yeah, I had a little feeling, but I didn't think it was. I mean,
I
we're
mean,
already so.
I had like a little feeling, but I didn't think it was gonna get canceled. Like, I don't think they would do that. But
yeah, but going back to your question, people go. Well, it's part of the reason they go is for Cardi, but they don't just go for Cardi. They go for the experience too. Like, yeah, you can listen to Cardi, you can catch them at concerts, festivals, or whatnot, but it's more the experience of everyone around you and the feeling of moshing so tight together. Like literally, you don't even have like chest space to like inhale. Like you're literally pressed up against the whole, like everyone. And at the time, because of the Travis Scott thing, the Astroworld thing, it was kind of like everyone had to like stand together and be a community, because everyone was like, oh, you good, you good? Everyone's asking, you okay, you okay? You know, even if it was just like a little mod, even if it was one song, everyone's like, oh, you good, you good? Like, okay. And then there was even this one guy, remember that Asian guy? He was like literally like,
oh yeah,
like
he almost
so
like passed
dizzy.
out, bro.
And then everyone like made a circle around him and they were just like trying to hold him up and you know, so.
Yeah, I should probably also mention that we lost Dago's second song in, and it was just me and Nathan for like the entire thing.
Bro, the amount of arm strength that we literally had to lock arms for the whole like an hour.
Yeah, it was crazy.
And it was like constant, like it was emotion. It's not like you were just standing there, just like turning up. Everyone's pushing. Everyone's like, it was an experience for sure.
But it was worth it.
It was worth. Oh, it was worth 100%.
I think a lot goes into going to a concert like that. There's definitely a sense of like teenage angst because everyone there is pretty young, and they're trying to just like. I think a lot of it is just people trying to get out of the house, especially being locked up for so long, and they want to just release like their energy and their passions towards the music and the concert. So I think everyone kind of bonded through that. Like as a teenager, like how important is music to you?
It's very important. You listen to that every day.
How often do you listen to music?
Every time when I wake up, I play something. On the way to school, I play something. When I'm walking around school, I play something. On the way to school in the car, I play something. It's like it's every moment really.
Bro, if like Nathan was like dying and like I need to go get him, bro, like I'd be in my car and I'd like take time to like put a playlist on because it helped me get there faster.
Nah, for real, that's what you do.
I got to like sing all my favorite songs, and I think as a teenager, that's really important because music is like what shapes like your day-to-day life. Like we all listen to it every day in the halls and in the classrooms, like, and getting to see it live is definitely an experience in itself.
And you mentioned the college applications that those deadlines just passed. Where did you apply to?
So I applied to 7 schools. The main ones being USC, NYU, and LMU. I also applied to UCSD and UCLA just as a long shot, but they're not really known for the film programs. But considering that I want to be a film major, I think USC, NYU, and LMU are the main ones.
And what was the application process like?
It was very challenging, very difficult, very tedious. A lot of writing, a lot of just filling out basic information. But I think the hardest part was like the creative submissions I had to do for schools. There's a lot of I guess for film, like you can't really rely on your GPA and what you do in school. It's more about like who you are as a person and the creative output that you give out. So I had to pick what creative endeavors to submit to the colleges on my own, and that was a challenge in itself.
What advice would you give to a junior today?
know what you want to do. I mean, you don't have to know, but try to find a passion before your senior year so that it affects what schools you apply to, maybe, if you have one. And if not, then just trying to get into the best school possible. But a lot of people say it doesn't matter what school you get into, it's on the person.
Like in the beginning, I was pretty like optimistic about the process itself, so I had a lot of high hopes for the colleges I was applying to, so I aimed for a lot of high colleges, and I worked on them over the summer, also during the school year too, so I would say I was pretty well prepared for it and paced myself pretty well for it, but like hearing back from the colleges was just super like discouraging and heartbreaking at the same time, because so the school that I'm going to attend is UC Berkeley, and that was one of the schools that came out later. So a lot of my schools came out like early to mid-March, and to give you context, I got into 3 out of the 15 schools I applied to. So hearing rejection after waitlist after rejection in the beginning, it was just like I was panicking at first because I pretty much had no safeties besides the UCs, and I was getting waitlisted by UCs that I thought I was going to get into and rejected from a lot of them too. So in the beginning, it was like, dang, did I just work for 4 years for nothing? Because I think a lot of my high school career was just me trying to get into a good college, and a part of that is, especially in the Asian community, going to a good college is a really big part of your future. So for me, it was really heartbreaking to, like, not getting into the schools I wanted to, and I was really discouraged at first, but obviously I got pretty lucky and I got into Berkeley, which it was super relieving in the end. I think I got pretty lucky, I would say, because it was really it was a lottery for a lot of people. Like, it was completely random, I would say. Like, some people got into really good schools but didn't get into like their safeties or state schools, which is just there were both good and bad parts to it, so it was really weird. But I think for me, it ended up working out in the end, and I would say for a lot of people, like, in the end, they were pretty satisfied with the decision they made.
How's that? My name is David Schroeder. I attended Troy High School beginning in 1983, started coaching in 1987. I think I was a substitute teacher by, I think, 92 or 93. So then a full-time teacher, I think, in 96. So it's been a long time.
And being that you're a teacher and a parent, what goes through your head when you react to like an event like the shooting in Michigan or other school shootings in recent times? Like, what goes through your head as a parent and a teacher?
It's interesting. As a teacher, to be frank, I've never been worried about violence in the school. Maybe I should be more. I just think when I come to school, I think of it more as a job. I certainly, as a parent, am worried about the violence, escalating violence, because it's a huge difference in the 30 years from when I was in school to now. There was no such thing.
Well, the first thing is that how horrible it is that to be a parent and to know that there's a call or a breaking news flash that there's a shooting at a school. I can't imagine as a parent how horrible that must feel if it was a school that your child attended. That's the first thing that I feel is to hear that happening at a school. I think that's where there's more guilt there. That I can say that I'm glad it hasn't happened at any of the schools you've attended. But as a parent, it feels bad to hear no matter what school it happens at. And I think, obviously this country is in love with its guns, and
we choose to live in a society that violence is okay, that violence is accepted. We will gloss over it, say a lot of things that are, like I said, the right thing to say at the moment, which is thoughts and prayers for your family. But inevitably, we really don't care. If we really cared, we would do something about it. And we don't. And I think that's the honest to goodness truth. I think it was pretty awesome that students actually cared enough to actually try and organize a walkout a few years ago, just to kind of bring it into light, because I think adults don't care. And I think kids are much more honest. I think politicians don't care, but I think if we cared, we'd make changes, and we don't. It's what we trade off. We trade our freedoms in this country for violence.
unfortunately, I don't know when it's ever going to stop. Politicians and people in power, every time it happens, they send their thoughts and prayers, but no one ever bothers to look at the Second Amendment and consider if it's actually needed or it's been interpreted properly for today's day and age.
Ready?
I don't think it's recording, but...
Oh, to America. Oh, America, bittersweet America. You are land of free but have kids in cages. You are the dream but have school shooting nightmares. Oh, America, juxtaposed by nature. Your fake smiles mask the inherited racism that lies. Lies, lies told to the people every inauguration day. Lies and lies, I don't know what to say. The only country that repeatedly sells its soul away. Being 18, if I drink, I could lose an arm and leg if caught. But I will lose an arm and leg to the army I fought. I can buy a smoking gun, but I cannot smoke plants from the ground for fun. I can serve a life sentence, but I still have to ask to use the restroom. Make it make sense. But I cannot be mad at you, bittersweet America. As rich as the top 1% and as white as a Google Doc, America, based on a 300-year-old paper, has survived wars and pandemics, trials and tribulations, but will we survive ourselves?
That was cold, huh?
Hey, good job.
That was cold, huh?
Good job. Hey. So, what do you give that poem?
Wait, sorry, I have to show it.
So no credit.
Okay, you deserve 4.
Oh, yeah.
You did, bro.
No.
Good job.
All right, anyone else?
Good job, man.
Inspired?
Hey. You know me, man. Come on, man. I'm a poet, man.
So you have experienced a lot of major milestones during the first half of this year, beginning with your 18th birthday. How did you celebrate it?
So I had a party. Even in the midst of a pandemic, although there was a surge right before, so it did play a factor in who was able to go. But my friends still came, and we all had fun. Rented out a dance floor, some cool lights, fog machine. Private decorations.
No, yeah.
Dude, the decorations were so sick.
I remember being like, damn, this is cool.
Like the smoke machine?
Yeah, smoke. The strobe lights.
The lights, yeah.
You press it to record, and then... Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit the thumbs up.
Post notifications on.
Hit the thumbs up.
Post notifications on.
Yeah. But yeah, turning 18, it made me realize, like, I know, like, I definitely did feel like, oh, it's just whatever, I'm just, another year older. But it made me feel like, damn, I got more responsibilities now. Like, I'm actually, like, the legal age, and, it was just, and then, like, you think about it, 18 is the year that, like, you finish your last year in high school, you go to college, you do all this and that, you get your car. It's like so much happens when you're 18 and you don't even realize until you look back at it like now,
It's kind of complicated to answer because on one hand I'm still a high schooler, quote unquote, and on the other hand I'm an adult and I have to prepare for adulthood.
Dylan, we're having a video. We're for the video.
Today is Thursday, February 24th. I'm Saren.
And I'm Brandon.
And we're your anchors today on
Troy Omnia.
In world news yesterday, Russia invaded Ukraine, beginning an invasion that weeks of diplomacy cannot avoid. Citizens of Ukraine are evacuating in mass numbers, and a state of emergency has been declared. The United States, along with several other countries, have begun harsh sanctions against Russia in response. We here at Omnia wish for a speedy recovery and peaceful resolution to this conflict.
Our hearts go out there to all those involved, and that's all we have for today, Warriors. Have a great day.
The response by the world has been really surprising.
And what stands out the most is that this whole war, all the people that are dying on both sides are because of one man. And in history, that hasn't been a good thing. You know, many people dying because of the will of one man has been bad, you know, for throughout history. And here it is again. It's just in modern times for that to be happening, it's what's super striking for me.
As a history teacher, sadly, you know, history is, you know, in large part a matter of domination from one group to the next, and society's changes. And if I had to take a guess, you know, the goal is that there's more globalization in every respect. As long as the world is globalized economically, there's no incentive for anybody to take over anybody else. That's the little bit of the scare with the situation in the Ukraine and Russia is as we polarize them economically. I understand the strategy, and it's a great strategy because it's non-military, but at the same time, economic ties between all of us generally keeps us happier.
What's it for?
Like a documentary I'm making for school.
Awesome.
So I heard back from colleges I applied to. I didn't get into USC and NYU, which at first I was bummed out about, but then I got into LMU, which is a relief. LMU originally wasn't on my radar, like when I very first applied to schools, but then I realized, like, you know, with the location and the program that they have, that it would fit me just fine, and I'm glad I got in.
Specifically for seniors this year, I think that you guys have had a really unique and difficult task in re-entering school after the pandemic in your senior year.
It is definitely going to be a big change for all of you. It's going to be, you know, fun, but it's also going to be challenging, difficult. It'll feel like a long process, but trust me, it'll go by really fast.
Instead, to embrace where you're at, to realize that you are the first high school seniors to ever do your senior year this way.
What's like your biggest fear like after high school?
Let's say, well, for me right now, it's kind of weird because like for high school, I would say I worked a lot of it to getting into that good college. Like that was like my main goal, I would say. But now that I achieved it, it's like I don't really know where to go after that because, you know, now it's about building your career, finding your interests, finding your hobbies, and finding obviously the career that you want to pursue. And for me, I'm a little all over the place. I'm not really sure what specific area of like study I want to go into, so it's a little hard for me to just really narrow down my future and see what my future is going to look like. So I think my biggest fear is just
not being happy with what I do. You know, I don't want to waste my 4 years of college thinking I'm gonna get into this and do this in my life, and then I graduate and I realize, damn, I don't want to do this. Like, I at this point, I don't really know what else I'd be into, other than like, you know, business.
Choosing a different career path too late. Like if I finish like the nursing thing that I'm doing, and I decide that I don't want to do that, I guess that's something I'd be scared of because then I'm gonna feel like I have to just do something all over again and redo everything. So I guess it's being consistent with what I'm doing and
failure, because you can always fail if you slip up or if you do the wrong things. You know, it only takes one night to fuck up your future, and so definitely failure. And I'm worried about keeping my circle right now, but you know, we're all staying kind of close together, so it shouldn't be too bad.
I think we studied hard. I think we played hard. I think we had a lot of fun. It was a great time. It was a great time. There was a lot of fun memories.
What do you think of working?
I'm looking forward more to like college actually, and like getting like my first official job, getting like just being in a whole different atmosphere, you know? Getting to continue my studies, hopefully in biology and dentistry, and yeah.
I have one more question.
Go for it.
That's more like important to me than anything. Happiness, you know.
Probably just like getting to see my friends every day, going to concerts, going to the school dances.
There you go. Yeah. Hey. You're saying
Did you put it through both?
Hey.
Ready for Russell? Sad. Down.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for everything.
I'm sorry on the toilet. Fuck it. Wait, I didn't stand on the toilet, bro.
Alright, that's it.
Bro! The amount of people that were in here. Final scene, let's go! Damn, there's so many kids. They just keep coming.
Guys, calm down.
There's just nothing. Diego, how do you feel? Post.
I'm sweaty as hell. Sounds Alec, but a speaker.
Yeah.
Oh, for that. Yeah.
Okay, well, I think we first should apologize for being on our phones all the time. But,
All right.
I think I speak for all of us when we say like you're probably one of the chillest and like most influential teachers we've probably had in a while. Like a lot of the teachers are just going through the motions, but I think you genuinely care about teaching, and I think that's kind of rare to come across as a teacher these days. It's weird. But okay, we're running short on time. We just wanted to give you a little thank you gift, so we got you.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
So you can remember us forever.
I will. Oh. Amazing work, and it's so fun, and you're all so different, and I hope that you all kind of got some friendships out of this. I think that's the reason.
Are you okay, man?
I
want to cry, bro. All good.
Thank you.
What are you gonna do?
I need to write.
Oh, sheesh. Woo, that was tough. Are you gonna miss Mr. Folletta? I like Mr. Folletta. I don't even have him as a teacher.
All right.
It sucks, bro.
Oh.
Kept it after all these years?
I mean, I thought about it earlier when we were talking about freshman year. It's pretty cool, huh?
Best 4 years, right?
No!
What? You kept it after all these years?
Dude, I was thinking about it when we were talking about freshman year.
Best 4 years, right? What? You kept it after all these years?
Dude, I was thinking about it earlier when we were talking about freshman year.
Best 4 years, right? Graduating?
Diego Hernandez, future artist.
No, I graduated before high school. My mom got mad because I didn't get CSF. Decided to buy it for $20 for it. Give me a hug, Diego. Hey, look at this hug right here. Close up, hey, hey, we're getting a hug right now. Look at my brother, dude.
You're like, we're in the heck right here.
Lolly,
And we're
Lolly.
It only happens one time, Ollie. Congratulations. Welcome to the real world.
Said that we couldn't do it. Oh, we did it.
How was CLB?
CLB, I didn't, honestly, I was listening to it, but I wasn't really listening to it. You know what I mean?
That shit was bad. I'll tell you why.
How was that? What's bad?
Hour and a half album for what? 3 bangers?
Anybody who made you frown, let them know that it's possible. Oh, it's possible.
I know you see somebody there. But this is the documentary.
It's in my character. Let them know that you got neck. No, tell them you got now.
Hey, rate your parking, bro. Rate your parking. Chorus. Yup. I just see Paris, bro. W space.
Bro, try hitting. Well, you're not gonna get hit, bro. You're fine.
Hey guys, bitches. I have these super old guys. Okay, good look. My ring. Wait, why did you put over this? Look at my ring.
Never take negativity from nobody.
I got a whole meth lab over here.
Tap in.
Fine, I need all of you guys, bro. Hey, wait, how many days is it? 22 days? Hey,
Hey, as seniors, are you guys sad that we only have 22 days left?
Yes and no.
Why? Damn. That's tough. Yeah. Hey Jason, where do you see yourself in 10 years?
10 years, I still live at high school. 10 years, telling everybody how successful I am.
Lying.
And so in about 10 years, I'll be better than all. 10 years. If I have a vlog in 10 years, I'll be impressed. I'll be like,
Why is dad pushing this is, bro? You sneak this in his dad, bro.
my dad is my choice.